This video is brought to you by Trapline Transport, serving BC to Quebec, Canada with regional and long-haul Super B flat deck freight. With Trapline, you can expect fast, efficient, and honest service. Trapline is a new name to the industry with a team that has many years of experience behind it. Our team will transport your valuable products across Western Canada with a skill and experience you expect and can count on. We want you to be satisfied with our work, which is why we provide open communication channels where we will update you through each process from arranging a shipment to delivery at your door. Head over to traplinetransport.ca and get a free quote right now. Good morning, future me here, editing video and learning a valuable lesson that I should make sure I get all the files off the camera onto my computer before I reformat the memory card, because there's a gap missing right here. About 25 minutes worth. Oops. Yeah. So the first 25-30 minutes, no new camera, no new microphone. Luckily I got backup. And I had 3 other cameras, so we'll make it work. So without further ado, let's get trucking. Alright. So we gotta go spinning our tires. Take our lockers off. Okay, here we go. Yep, I'm excited. A brand new camera. I did my first video yesterday. It'll be an extra video you guys get to see in the future. But it made me decide, if at all possible, we're going to try to do a nighttime video this week. Man, this new camera is awesome at night. It'll make nighttime videos so much better. In fact, it makes it so much better that when we switch to the other cameras, it feels like we turned the lights off. This camera actually gives you the feel of how much light I have in real world. Maybe a little bit less. I have a little more light in the real world, but it does a really decent job. We are going too fast. Grab a couple of gears here. I wasn't really paying attention to our speed, and it's like, whoa! I don't want to be going that fast down this section here. When we hit that next corner, I want to be all slowed down, maybe to 70 kilometers an hour. Yeah, you see all the down trees along the edge? Lots of broken trees. In the forest, there's less down trees. Look at that. Because they can lean against each other. But along the side of the road, when there's nothing to lean against, they just can't handle all this snow. Woo, that is slippery. I think I want another gear. I have engine brakes going. I know we're not allowed to have engine brakes going when going downhill on a slippery road. I know, but I'm also dragging my brakes the whole way. Now, I'm dragging at about 5 to 10 psi. At 10 psi, the brakes would get pretty warm all the way to the bottom, but I'm only dragging short distances at 10 psi. 5 psi, you could drag the whole mountain at 5 psi and never overheat your brakes. But I need to drag my brakes enough so that the trailer is going to keep following the truck and not jackknife. With the engine brakes going, the truck is braking harder than the trailers. So I want to drag the trailers enough. When the engine brakes are on, I also want my brakes the first test I did yesterday. No more separate audio track. This microphone wirelessly connects to this camera. And when Jess is here, both microphones will wirelessly connect to the same camera. No more synchronization, no more echo, no more talking with our mouths not moving along with the camera. The camera is directly recording the audio straight in with the video. I'm not going to have the time to listen to every bit of the audio here, so I need you guys to listen and give me a thumbs up, thumbs down on the new audio. I am leaving the camera set at 0 decibels. I'm not upping the volume at all because somebody gave me great advice that I had maybe upped the decibels a little too high, and that's causing static on the other mics. So we'll leave this at 0. As long as I'm audible, you guys can hear me, even if I'm not quite as loud as I was, we're going to be happy with that. Now when Jess gets here, hopefully we're going to start her at 0.2, try to have the microphone as close to her mouth as possible. She's quiet, like real world. She talks really quiet. Look at all these down trees. They're all bowing down towards me. Hail Trucker Juan. No, that's not what's going on there. Oh, well, there goes my God complex. And if we have to up just by just a few decibels, I don't care if she's quiet, as long as you guys can hear what she said, even if you guys have to listen carefully. And this is a pretty bumpy road here, so that'll be a good test driving on snow, because driving on snow like this in the past has been just terrible, terrible audio. I never said which direction we're headed. We are headed westbound. All the cameras are inside except for the rear-facing camera. The rear-facing camera does good in the winter. Now I'm a little nervous about hitting the scale here. Read my gauges. It should be just we got a little bit of spare room on the drives, but the bridge is maxed out. I had to make them take one full bundle off and then one small little tiny bundle off to get to legal weight. I think we're good for weight. I'm not really nervous about that. I know I just said I'm nervous about this. I don't know how even the ground was where we were parked. I measured the height of every single lift, and the chipper was not happy because we had so many overheight lifts. We had to take dunnage out, so unloading this is going to be harder too because we had to take dunnage out. So the lifts are just, you had to take a lift, I'd measure it, and I'm like, this is how much too tall it is. Okay, went back to the shop, took dunnage out, came back and measured again, and like, yes, we are exactly at 4.15 meters. Dead on, like dead on. There's only one lift that is dead on. All the rest are below. One is dead on 4.15. And guess what the legal limit is? You got it, 4.15. That is about 13 feet 7 inches. That is the legal height in Canada. For you American truckers, if you're ever coming to Canada, remember that. In the US, you can go 14 feet. In Canada, 13.7. I made that mistake once. Loaded pipes. Right, awesome. Yep, that's legal. We're good. Of course it's legal where I loaded it. You Goomba. As soon as I crossed the Canadian border, I was no longer legal. I'm like, son of a gun. And I guess they were not pipes, they were culverts. So I realized that I had made the mistake before I crossed the border. So I went up there and worked on the load for like an hour and a half, just pulling dunnage out between the culverts to drop them down far enough to just barely be legal in Canada. That was a lot of work trying to pull dunnage out on top of a load. There was a lot of prying and hammering and prying and more prying. I was hoping for a good viewpoint here. It's snowing too hard for a good viewpoint. The road's wet here, at least it's not slippery anymore. Microphones are so tiny I can't even feel that I'm wearing them. Yeah, 2 weeks ago I accidentally released one of these videos on Sunday instead of Monday. Man, that video did bad for views. It was like, oh, that was a mistake. Big mistake. Basically, none of you regulars came and watched the video when it first came out, which made the algorithm go, must not be a very good video because nobody's actually watching it. And then it stopped pushing it to everybody, and yeah. My bad. I will double check my dates again in the future. Oh, and also I noticed that the Wednesday shorts, I got rid of those. You guys probably noticed that. Because when I don't have a Wednesday short, the Tuesday video gets a lot more views. If I have a Wednesday short, the Tuesday video gets a lot less views, and the short gets a lot less, gets almost no views, or gets a low amount of views. I'm like, well, I guess we won't do that. Gotta listen to the audience, right? Whatever you guys want, as a whole, right? You gotta watch what the general group wants. Scale is open. All right, let's find out. Let's find out if I measured correctly. I think I did. Like, I'm gonna cut that guy off because that guy's coming and slowing down anyway. Looks like they just finished an inspection on that truck. these danglies over here to make sure that we're not over height. I'll wait for CBSE to walk across. Don't want to run them over. Wouldn't be very nice. Got actually spiked just slightly overweight on the drives. And I didn't see a proper spike for the bridge, so the drives were just barely overweight. I mean, it was a spike though, so I could be fine. Either way, I didn't get a red light. So for my height or for my weight, I thought I had a little more room on my drives. Note to self, make sure I don't fuel up right before scale, because I'll for sure be overweight then. Alright, drive through Castlegar, I guess across the Columbia River, then through Castlegar, and then start climbing the Polson. River right there. Alright, well, as soon as we start climbing here, turn our four-way flashes back on. Start our hard climb. Throttle. So yeah, because we had to play around so much loading this load, we loaded this at Porcupine Lumber, north of Salmo there. It took an hour and a half instead of a regular half hour to load. Because of the extra 2 hours, I am not going to make it to the customer tonight. I think I'll be far enough away that I can't even untarp it. So, yay! I'll be running at least 2 hours behind schedule. We'll see how it goes. As heavy as I am, I'm not going to be making any time. Turn our lockers on here while the roads are still wet. sign right there. The other cool part about this camera is it doesn't record all these video clips in short 5-minute segments. Like the old, all the videos till now, like all the old cameras, they're 5-minute segments that I have to stitch together in the editing program. This new camera, one file. Take an exit here to the right. That is where Kenworth dealership is. If you ever need any work done. Glad I got the lockers on. It's going to get sketchy out here very quickly. That car behind me, I would like it to pass me, but kind of sticking around the 28-kilometer mark. Follow me at 27 kilometers an hour. Okay. Speeding us up to 100 now. Like super hard, but it's just consistently snowing. That's a cop. It's ghost pickup. It's the white pickup. There's a couple of them around. They blend in super well. Sure hope there's no chain up at the top. I keep feeling the road. If I feel any kind of slip, try to find a different groove. Doing 25 kilometers an hour, but we're going to gain some speed here. Truckers coming in for a brake check. DCT wanted to stop at the brake check at the very end. I do the same thing because the whole brake check is uphill, and if you're not careful, you're going to get stuck and you're going to have to chain up just to get out of the brake check. But if you do it at the very end of the brake check, you're right at the top of the hill and get going a little easier. So I'm really interested, guys, to know what you guys think of this new camera quality. I don't know how YouTube is going to downgrade, compress the video, but me editing the video yesterday made all the other cameras embarrassing compared to this new one. All the other cameras have been good enough till now. I guess we're just going to keep using them, even though I want all of them to be this new camera now. I want to trade in my three Osmo 3 cameras and get the Osmo 5. I just feel on my laptop. So the brand new camera, just in case you guys couldn't tell, the brand new camera is my dash cam. So that's the big hood cam. If you see the right hand side, it's inside, but like the mirror cam, the fake indoor mirror cam, or if you see the reverse cam or my side window cam, those are the old ones. Those are Osmo 3s. The forward-facing dash cam that has the most of the hood. That one's the brand new one. And to me, it looks like that image is just so much crisper and clearer. And the colors seem more like real life colors. I feel like the colors are a little more real. And the mountain in the background is almost invisible. So, I don't know, I'm excited. What I'm excited about the most is when Jess comes with us. No more synchronization issues. That's what I'm excited the most about. More down trees. Climb. Here. That's not the lockers. So I do one other trick. On the really steep sections where I really slow down, where the chances of spinning out are highest, I got one trick left up my sleeve, and that is my air suspension on this truck is, I screwed that up. The suspension on this truck is air, and I can control the level of that air inside my cab. So if the steepest section, dump all the air out of the airbags, ride with zero suspension just on the blocks. It lowers the drives down, transitioning weight from the back of from the center axles. It transitions weight from the center axles onto my drives, making my truck a lot heavier. I mean, it's only probably a couple of 100 pounds heavier, but that's a couple of 100 pounds extra force pushed into the ground for traction. That. I'm only doing 60 kilometers an hour, but that car didn't pass me at 100. They're passing me maybe at 75, 80 kilometers an hour. They caught up with me pretty quick. They slowed down, passed me in a nice controllable way, got over in front of me, and now are speeding up again. Good job, car. If all of you guys did that, if you guys all did that, we would have much safer roads Because that's when a lot of the accidents happen, when someone's passing someone else. You lose control and smash into another car, and then you end up having a bunch of vehicles in the ditch. Whoever's on the radio, I think, is slowly getting clear. They must be eastbound. Same with that Ford Explorer there. Passed me fairly slowly. I'm doing 45 kilometers an hour now. That passing lane with the snow kind of just disappeared. I'm not even sure exactly where it ended. Back up to 55 kilometers an hour. Behaving today, passing at a reasonable speed, nice and safely. You guys are doing a good job. Nice rough road here. How's the audio on this rough road? Thought they were getting closer. Now they're getting staticky again. Turned it way down. Fast. I almost feel like there's more grip up here than there was at the bottom. That's because there's a good reason for that. I get it. It stayed cold over here overnight, during the day. It's just staying cold, so we're not having the snow melt and refreeze and then melt and refreeze. Because it's staying below zero up here. Down in that transition, it is melting and refreezing, and that's where all the black ice is. So it makes sense why we would have more traction up here where it's colder. sun came out, blue sky with these trees like this, that would be magical. I mean, this is magical too, right? This is magical too. It just wouldn't be, this isn't a painting or a calendar picture, right? Yes. Cold enough, the snow is no longer sticking to the windshield, I think. Fuel up, I'm going to have to clean my mirrors again. They're just filthy again. Not sure where I'll fuel up. Maybe Princeton. We'll see. Then probably only half a tank. Because this load's going to be a half tanker. Got to keep the fuel low. Further up we get over here, the less steep the highway is. Did not get the best sleep last night, unfortunately. The first night on the road usually is like that, because on the weekend I stay up till 12 or 1 a.m. and then sleep in till 8 or 9 a.m. And then when I get back to work, it's hard to fall asleep, and I have to be up at 6. Well, today I got up at 6:45. Although some jackwagon drove by at 6 o'clock and honked their horn at me. Why do you guys do that? If there's somebody parked on the side of the road sleeping, just let them sleep, man. Would love not to sleep on the side of a road. Sometimes we just don't have those options. Yeah, I'm looking at the time right now. I'll be lucky if I get to Hope tonight. And then 2 hours drive tomorrow morning. Yeah. I think that's probably the goal of the day. Get to Hope. See how that goes. noticed the new camera does use more juice. Even with the dash cam plugged in, it's lost 1% battery life. Having said that, it did come with a bigger battery, which is compatible with the other cameras. Which is awesome, having batteries. The same batteries we able to use in the Osmo 3, Osmo 4, and Osmo 5. Exactly the same batteries. Same with the same cases. The small Rig aluminum cases I have work on 3 generations of cameras. I gotta give DJI a big thumbs up for that. Speed here before the next climb. Gets easier until the next chain up area. Slowly gain some speed here. Yeah, the snowflakes are very fine today. Like it's snowing, like I said, consistently, but they're very small, fine snowflakes. This is another long video, but it's Winter Wonderland up here and I'm testing out the new camera. Oh, he's got chains on. He had chains on. Wow, chains on hard ground like that, not driving on snow, destroys chains. Just destroys chains. Guess he's not afraid of buying more chains. Hey, so anyone out there, how's top of Paulson looking? Any chain up lights on?
If you're heading towards Cascar, the lights are on now.
10-4, so eastbound is lights on, westbound is off?
I have no clue, yeah, I haven't got that far yet. I'm going westbound, the lights.
10-4, thank you. So lights are on eastbound. reached Nancy Green. I think this is as good as any spot to end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Started a little bit different. Top of Bombay. Long video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Somewhere on the coast, I hope. Maybe we'll start the video in the dark tomorrow morning. And if the sun comes up, we'll go transition from dark to daylight. Maybe that we'll see if that works out, but kind of like that idea. But anyway, thank you guys so much for all your support. Super appreciate you guys. For all those of you that have hit that join button to help us pay off these cameras, we are just spent $930 on this new camera and the microphones together, which is a heck of a deal. So we have lost about $1,800 something on the channel so far, even with all your donations, super chats, and joins. But we're slowly making that number smaller, because at one point we were at negative 5,000. We had spent over $5,000 more than we made out of this channel. So the number has been decreasing, and if we hadn't bought a new camera and microphones, we would have been at $900 and something. So 930 we were last month before we bought all this. So we're slowly getting to the point where I'm not losing money on this channel anymore. So thank you. That's all I gotta say is thank you. Really appreciate it. As always, your names are all in the credits here at the end. And remember, if you just barely hit the join button, your name won't show up for at least 2 weeks, sometimes a little longer than 2 weeks, because these videos are shot about 2 weeks ago. So today is December 16th. Monday, December 16th, 1:57 p.m. You guys are watching this after Christmas. So thank you. Appreciate you guys. We'd still be with the old crappy cameras if it wasn't for you guys and all your donations. So thank you for these massive upgrades. I am out of here. You guys absolutely rock.